Hi everyone, Rachel Jensen here, broker owner of Luna Realty Belize. We are currently here on the beautiful island of Ambergris Caye. We're about 8.5, 9 miles north at the junction of where the turnoff to Platinum Point is. We are going to give you an update on Platinum Point. We had some really exciting updates happen over the last couple of months, and we want to get started with you. So we have done a video of how to get here to Platinum Point. I'll put that link in the description below. Feel free to click it. And what we're going to do is drive into the property now, and I'm going to give you some updates about what's going on property. All right, let's get going. Upon entering the subdivision, you're going to be greeted with this brand new sign here. Landscaping will be going in as well so that you have a nice manicured entrance into the subdivision. So if you are new to this property, it is 60 lots in total. The first phase at this point has sold out. We are offering second phase opportunities, corner lots, and then also lots that are in the row. I will give you more information as we're driving around a little bit over here, but wanted to highlight a couple of other things first before we begin driving. In addition to that, the lots have been surveyed, so there are the pink little markers that you'll see. If you as an owner decide that you want to get an official survey done, you're more than welcome to do that as well. And also, a really exciting last piece that I do want to mention before we start driving is that the developer is currently working on some home models. So if you are ready to construct a home, you are not obligated to choose any of those home models. I know it helps though to have some sort of vision, to have some sort of outline, and then from there you can do some customizations to it. So again, in this subdivision, there's no obligation to build. You can buy and hold. I think that has been one of the most popular strategies for people who are owning here in Platinum Point is to buy and hold. We do see a lot of progress, a lot of momentum and movement headed into the northward direction here into this new town area. And Platinum Point, we would expect to be doing really well for people who are looking to buy and hold on to it for some appreciation. I always recommend to folks, if you are looking to buy and hold, especially here on Ambergris Caye, you want at least 3 to 5 years to be holding the property. And I would say in this area specifically, I would hold on to it for as long as you can because we are seeing that momentum happening. It's going to take about 7 to 10 years for that momentum to be up here and for it to be a completely different feel than it is now. But this is your time to get in, right? If you were able to get into the Secret Beach area when it was first opening up for opportunity, you could have done really quite well there. But I would say this is a great spot for that buy and hold land banking, or if you're somebody who's looking to at least get a piece of property now while land is affordable here, this is a great place for you to do so. So let's go drive around a little bit. We'll see phase 1, phase 2, and then from there we will we'll give you some more updates. All right, we're gonna head to the right over here, and this is going into phase 2. So right now we're at the southern part of the property in the middle. You can see the pink little markers in the corner over there, but that designates the specific lots. So corner lots do tend to be favorable for folks because you don't have a neighbor on one side of you. So if you are interested in a corner lot, then I can certainly get those details over to you. But continuing down over here, this whole row on the left-hand side is going to be phase 2. As mentioned, there are some that have already been claimed at this point, but we can certainly send you the site map. I would say if you're interested in learning more, just email us info@lunarealtybelize.com, info@lunarealtybelize.com, and we can get those details over to you. So each of these lots that we're passing are about 5,500 square feet. And something else that I would recommend if you have the ability to do so is pick up an adjacent pair. Typically we see resales are very favorable when you have 2 lots next to each other that can be sold as a pair. And then also if you want to build, you have some more space in the future. So we're going to go and make a left over here, and we're going to continue around the phase 2 side. And these are 2 corner lots. This corner lot is already sold at this point. And then there's another corner lot that will be coming up in just a moment. All right, so we're going to get to the T in the road. We're going to make a left to get towards phase 1. But then this is the other corner lot that is available at this point as well. So if we made a right, we would continue down the road, and down there is the green space. The green space is on the northern side of the property. But we're continuing here down phase one. Phase one is, as I mentioned, all sold out at this point. Something that the developer is offering assistance with, if anybody would like, is clearing and filling of your land. You're not obligated to do that right now. You can do so in the future should you decide. But if you did want to get started on that, she can certainly help you do that. And I know she's worked out a really great price with her team to be able to do that quickly and efficiently for you. So we're continuing down, and again, all phase one on this side, but again, it is also all sold at this point too. But that was an exciting update, was getting the first phase sold. And as the developer was releasing phase two, she did decide to do some special financing. So she is offering 50% down, 50% down. So essentially dollar terms, just saying about $28,000. That's a little more than exactly 50%, but just for a rough number, $28,000. And then she is willing to finance the balance for you over a 5-year term, 8% interest. So if at some point you do want to sell, of course, you're more than welcome to. If you do also want to pay down the balance at any point, there are no prepayment penalties, but some nice benefits. So on the left-hand side over here, we're going to be continuing phase one. There's one on the left-hand side, that corner lot's phase one that's sold, and then we're going to be coming up here to the next corner on phase two. So essentially, we made a nice big rectangle around the property. And what I'll do is I will go back down and point out where the green space is. So if you'll just hang with me, we're going to go straight down the middle over here, and I'll point out the green space. So hang tight, everyone. All right, we're over here at where the designated green space is. As mentioned, it's on the north side of the property. And when you're developing here in Belize, you are mandated by the government to have 10% of the land that you are developing or subdivided be green space. So this area can never be developed into a personal home. I know the developer is actually looking to make this into a really nice park. She was also talking about adding some pickleball courts. She's still working through what those details are exactly. So I don't want to guarantee you that it's going to be there yet, but I know that she's looking to do something really nice for the community over here. Now in Platinum Point, in the Platinum Point subdivision, the lots in the first and second phase, there are no HOA fees or anything along those lines. So the only expense that you would have on an annual basis is property taxes. Property taxes we're estimating at about $75 to $100 US per year. That's not per month, that is per year. So very affordable to a land bank in this country. All right, so I'm going to drive you to the end of where the green space is going to be. And again, this is just right now in its natural state, but she will be finishing this up and really making it into a beautiful spot for everyone. All right, so green space on the left-hand side. And then what we'll do is make a right. So the road does not loop all the way around since this is just dedicated green space, but we're going to make a right, and this will bring us to the east side of the subdivision. And I'm going to put a map in this video so you guys can see how the layout of Platinum Point looks. But essentially, it's a long rectangle from north to south with 4 different quadrants. So the quadrant where phase 1 and phase 2 are is the bottom left. So essentially, it's the southwest quadrant of where you'll find phase 1 and phase 2. All right, so now we're continuing down. Something else that I'll mention that I think is really quite neat of this developer is that she is going to be bringing electricity into the subdivision, and she is going to be putting the transformers and poles around the entire property. Now, I know a lot of times the developers don't do that. It's typically up to the buyer of the individual lots, but she wanted to be able to guarantee that people would have electricity hookup if that was something that was important for them. Now, if you're somebody who's thinking down the line about building your own property, if you want to be completely off-grid, you absolutely can. But if you do want to have a hybrid or a tie into the grid, you can do that with the electricity. Now, because we are north of the bridge, and you might have heard from our last videos, but any property north of the bridge is going to be their own utility company when it comes to water. And what I mean by that is we have no public water north of the bridge, and so people either have rainwater catchment systems like a cistern, or they'll build a well, depending where on the island they are, will depend on how deep the well is, or what they're able to do is, as I know some do, reverse osmosis. Did I say reverse osmosis? I might have said that already. Reverse osmosis well or water catchment is typically what we end up seeing for properties that are north of the bridge. So it's nice because you're able to to really be, like we're saying, your own utility company and not be dependent on the public services here. All right, so we're continuing down. Now we're headed in that southward direction. So we're heading down on the east side of the quadrant, and this is going to bring us back to the beginning. I do have some exciting news about this side of the subdivision. I can't quite share it yet, but I will, of course, let you guys know if you want to get that sneak peek information about the east side of the subdivision, and feel free to let me know. You can be on the sneak peek list, info@lunarealtybelize.com, and we'll certainly add you to that. But in the meantime, phase 2 is available for private ownership, and it is titled land, so you do get the title to it, freehold, and you can title the property how it is that you want to title it. All right, we're coming here now, and we are back to the Platinum Point sign. Again, this is going to be landscaped and manicured, so as you're driving in, you have a beautiful entry. All right, that concludes our update of Platinum Point. Lots of exciting things happening up here. It's been really exciting to see all the momentum, all the progress happening in this area of the island as well. And if anyone wants more information about this Newtown area or specifically about Platinum Point, please don't be a stranger. Reach out. We'd love to hear from you. My name is Rachel Jensen, broker owner of Luna Realty Belize, and info@lunarealtybelize.com is the best way to get in contact with us. More information about Platinum Point as well in the description below, so be sure to check it out. Bye, everyone.